So I want to welcome everyone to the celebration of the Shirley Ave mural here at the Revere Beach T Station Gateway. My name is Melissa Walsh and I work at the Neighborhood Developers. We are proud to be a partner on this project, working with community members to bring this phenomenal piece of art here to the neighborhood. With us today to celebrate the mural, we have a number of wonderful mural supporters. We have Mayor Dan Rizzo here, who will speak in just a moment. Councilor Ira Novoselsky. Barbara Bishop has joined us from DeLeo's office. Speaker DeLeo, thank you, Barbara. We have our supporters from Revere Police, Sergeant Brian Chapman. And we also have Ann Houston, the Executive Director of the Neighborhood Developers here. And one of the most important people who has joined us today is Alec Garasev, who is the artist that created this wonderful masterpiece. So many of these wonderful supporters of the mural have a few words to share with you about this process and what it has meant for the community. So we're not going to be too long because it is a beautiful day and it's hot out and I'm sure everybody wants to get to the beach. So we're going to do that. But first I want to invite Mayor Rizzo here to speak and share a few words with you.
Thank you very much, Melissa. I won't speak too long because I see Councilor Novoselsky with a folder under his arm, so I suspect he's probably going to speak a lot longer than I am. But I just want to thank Neighborhood Developers. I certainly want to congratulate Alex. He was over there. I don't know where he went, but what a terrific mural. This plays right in to the Shirley Avenue revitalization plan that was started back in 2012 through the hard work of so many residents. I think over 100 residents at one point in time had input into the plan for their own neighborhood, which is such a terrific buy-in because that's how it works. Ann Houston and her talented team from Neighborhood Developers, when we first started talking about this, knew the only way that it was going to be successful is if the neighborhood bought into this, and the neighborhood certainly did. And this is just the first step of a 7-piece plan. This actually addresses three of the action steps within that 7-piece plan that we want to see to make Shirley Avenue really the gateway from Revere Beach into our city. As many of you may know, Shirley Avenue has a very storied history. I mean, this was a place that my mother fondly reminds me. She would take us down here in baby carriages and do her shopping and stop for coffee. And it was a very warm, inviting place to be. And it still is. And it's our job right now to continue down that track to make this a terrific place as it was back in the 40s and 50s and 60s, a terrific place where people can come from all walks of life and enjoy all that we have here in the city of Revere and specifically in the Shirley Avenue neighborhood. So on behalf of our administration, I want to extend my thanks to everybody involved and pledge our continued support for all the good things that are happening down here on Shirley Ave. Have a great day today.
So the action plan that the mayor referred to, back here on this Neighborhood Developers table, you can take copies of the action plan poster. And if you were a partner in the action plan, please feel free to sign on. It's great. It's great, thank you. It does fulfill 3 of the action steps, and it's a great marker of our success. So Mayor, we've really appreciated your support throughout this process and throughout the whole action planning process, so thank you. Another key champion is Councilor Ira Novoselsky.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I was asked to give a little history of Shirley Ave, and as everybody knows it as the Ave. I always said that at all the meetings we have. I'm going down the Ave, but I want to just put a few notes together so to give you an idea of where Shirley Ave came from where it's been and where it's going to be going. So as many of you know, I've lived in this area for 67 years. I've seen many changes during my time. I became the city councilor for Ward 2 to help revitalize my and your neighborhoods. Just a little history about Revere and Shirley Ave. Revere area was settled in the 1620s, first known as Rumney Marsh. In 1634, it was annexed to Boston, and on January 10th, 1739, it was established as the town of Chelsea, along with part of Winthrop, Pullet Point, and Winnissimmet and Chelsea. In 1846, Pullen Point and Rumney Marsh were incorporated into North Chelsea. In 1851, Pullen Point became Winthrop, and North Chelsea was adopted by the name of Revere on March 24, 1871. In the late 19th and 20th centuries, late 19th and early 20th centuries, Jews poured into Revere from Lithuania, Poland, Russia, and the Ukraine. At first, there were 137 Polish and Russian immigrants in Revere in 1885. Most of them were Jewish. In 1908, there was a massive fire in Chelsea, and many of those put out moved to the Shirley Ave section of Revere. By 1950, over 1,600 people lived in Revere. By 1920, there were 5,000 Jewish families in Revere, and in 1940, Jews constituted approximately 25% of Revere's population. Most of the Jews in Revere were concentrated around the Shirley Ave area, which was the center of activity at that time. With Jewish businesses, synagogues, kosher markets, it represented the vibrancy of Jewish life, faith, and culture in Revere. The streets were filled with the feeling of Jewish life at the time. Now we are in that mode again. We are once again accepting our new immigrants into a new life. We are celebrating and preserving the cultures and diversities of the Shirley Avenue neighborhood. Most of the buildings are the same, but with different cultures. We are once again transforming our community into a welcoming environment for visitors and residents alike, one that is clean, healthy, vibrant, and sustainable. Revere Beach, as shown on our mural, was the center of activity for adults and children alike. Jewish teenagers from Revere, Chelsea, Winthrop, Malden, and Everett would congregate on a summer's day at the bandstand known as Punk's Corner. That's because we were a bunch of punks. To socialize and enjoy the amusements that Revere Beach had to offer. The beach served as a locale in the Jewish immigrants, and their children came up to embrace American culture in its entirety. This culture is again being revisited by our new neighbors, the Latinos, the Asians, the Muslims, and many others. This mural incorporates all the diversities of the past, the present, and the future of Shirley Avenue and Revere Beach. Special thanks go out to Alec, our artist, Rachel Meckerton, our coordinator, absolutely. TND, all the sponsors represented on this mural, and all the volunteers that helped make this happen. Thank you to people like Vani. And just so everybody knows, if they haven't seen the list on this side of the mural, there's a list of everybody that participated in doing something to make this happen. So thank you all for being part of this momentous event. Enjoy the mural, enjoy the rest of the day, and have a safe summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ira. So Ira mentioned some of our sponsors, and I did want to take a minute and just recognize Tony Thierry, who's here. Everybody, please give him a round of applause. Tony owns this building right here, and he was gracious enough to not only let us put a mural here, but be active and supportive and contribute financially to the process. So we really thank him for that. So one of our other, this mural is one aspect of a larger gateway redesign here. A while back, residents just had the conversation that the Revere Beach Tea Station is too cut off from the neighborhood. So we began to undertake a process to look at redesigning this gateway area. You can see that there's a youth art installation on the fence. Now there's the addition of the mural. And there's also a larger design that includes creating a plaza, installing an arch, removing this fence. One of the partners that has been a tremendous, tremendous asset in thinking about the entire design of the gateway and in this mural process is Gretchen Schneider from the Community Design Resource Center. So I'd like to invite her up to say just a few words.
Hi. It's such a great joy to be here today. I have Nate up here with me and Sammy over there is sleeping. But really the story of this mural tracks their lives. We at the Community Design Resource Center have been working with the neighborhood developers for a number of years now, including the last 2.5 years on this project. And I want to speak here just for a moment just to recognize and celebrate the tremendous spirit of openness to ideas and to working with all different sorts of people and the spirit of collaboration that stands to this project. It's so unique and so wonderful to start out a project working with the city, having them on board as a partner with Frank, with Ira, with Kate, Mayor Rizzo, to have you with us right at the beginning with the neighborhood developers, and tremendous outreach and participation from members of the community, neighbors and residents and business owners of all ages. And then working through here and finding an artist like you, Alex, who's so open to having others' ideas influence what your actual art is, and coming out of it with still a terrifically, wonderful. Sorry, I'm distracted by the sneeze. But with a piece of art that stands on its own in the end too, while having all of these hands in the process. It is all too unique in our communities today to have such a collaborative and collaboration the whole way through, and so it's something really wonderful to celebrate and honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Gretchen. So last, I'd like to invite our mural artist, Alex Garasev, to come up and say a few words. And then we're gonna let him cut the red ribbon on the mural.
I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for coming to support, because it's for artists, that's like the special day. It's like an opening, like the gallery opening, museum opening. So it's really honor to see so many people. And I want to also thank, before I forget, thank everybody, because it's a really huge project. Start with Revere Control Council, neighborhood developers, the community who chose me, other applicants to. Because it could be me or could be not me. So I really.
It was always you.
So really, when I got picked for this project, I got excited because working through ideas, taking input, and really, how Gretchen said, come up with something. Everybody have a piece of the design, piece of the idea, and incorporate all together. It was exciting, because for me, I'm mostly working in the studio by myself, and working here and people commenting every day, 50, 100 people saying how great job I'm doing. It's such a pleasure to be part of the community, and also to feel your artwork. Idea was to make neighborhood brighter, happier, and that's what the response I'm getting so far. So it's really happy to be here. And I just a little bit want to say about the process, to say how much it's involved. So I did this in about 4 weeks took me, and a couple of people, including Wani, was here every single day from 7 o'clock in the morning, setting up the scaffolding, feeding us lunch, dinner. So it's really in the community, everybody really is helping pretty much every single day. And I feel really included. Even I live in Beachmont, I really feel like part of the Shirley Ave, part of this mural, and part of the city. So it's really, thank you again. And thank you so much for coming. First, I create a sketch of the mural, which was approved by the committee, and I got very excited about. And I transferred the sketch to the mural traditional way. They did the same way when they did the Michelangelo 16th Chapel. So I did the grid, included 700 1 by 1 foot squares. And when I came first, it was a blank wall, and I did the grid top to bottom. And that's when I realized it was a really big size, because it took us between 4 and 5 days just to transfer the sketch to the wall. So it was the pencil marks, outline of all the drawing. So now I'm gonna take you through the mural and show you some characters and stories behind it. So here's the most important part. It's all the people who painted the mural. And in the bottom, that's what my sketch was looking like. It was black and white, little bit of color, but I have the things to use as a reference. And I also have to include all the sponsors, which they include. I put them organically, so some of them hanging like the window signs, some of the, as a community design resource center, as this man shirt. And idea of the mural was to incorporate diversity of the city and show as many characters as possible. And I put my first idea to make it fun. So I tried to do as many different people as possible. So here we're looking of the different ethnicity and a couple with the mother and son, and they little bit hesitated, like he wants to play and she wants to push them to play, but he's not sure if he won't be part of the main scene. And that's again the second woman with the son. The same thing, they hesitated, which is quite, I noticed it's quite happening right now in this neighborhood, and I thought that would be interesting to show. And obviously on the top, it's the history on the roller coaster, which I thought it's very beautiful graphic image, remind me of the design of the Eiffel Tower. So that's, I really have fun to draw all the curves and the cross marks, and also the same thing of the Shirley Ave sign, which is, of course, as they're doing a perspective, it's a crucial thing to have the name on it. Here it's the bicycle man with the funky balloons. They're not quite funky, but that was typical here for some beach event stuff. You can see. So I try to put the characters, some of them funny, some of them mean, some of them sad, because it's true in life, right? It's everything. I want to try to incorporate as much as true to life as possible. And here's the beauty salon. If you see it, two woman faces. Some of the businesses on the top connected to the stores, and some just representational. Here again, a couple walking the dog is just one of my characters, which I'm so excited about this mural. It's still keep it my own style. So a lot of the characters, that's how I draw, and a lot of them part of the neighborhood, which it's based on the people I saw and meet, which was very excited to work on this. So now we're looking, it's also go back, it's the past, like some old ship and a blimp, and also the sponsors' names to look as organically as possible. And now we're looking at the main scene, which I was very, very excited about to work on. And as I see it, as the three friends walking from the beach, and they found a crab. So they just really, and it's how the connection between three of them, and they talking between each other, and it's crab also looking at a girl, if you can see that, and everybody kind of looking at them, but you have to see them from far away. So it's center of the composition. So main focus, it's the bandstand and this group of friends. And then the bandstand also have the man playing the guitar. Now we're going back to the old car again, so it's the past, and you can tell the story between the couple. I always try to put some fun to it, and if you can read it one way or another, I want to give some openness to translate that. Next to now we see the man and the bike. I try to do like some old military veteran, which I think it's very representational to the beach, like the old bikers, and a nice character to it. And some just people walking by, because it was really busy street being here every day. It's constantly people walking by, so it's really make it fun to work with. Including, like if I need somebody to pose me, I have the biker stop me right here on the street, and I can check the position of the hands, check the position of the wheel. It was really fun to do this. And now we're coming to the end of the mural almost. So it's the young man with a skateboard, which is very popular right now. And here is from the past rabbi, how I see it here. And here is only one character which you can name it. Her name is Maria Peniche. She's a graduate from Revere High, and she was originally from Mexico. In the back, it was just she's telling a story, her life story, how she was deported back to Mexico, and now she walked back. So it was really big news story and a really moving story. So she ended up coming back, and they let her stay because they passed a law. If you attend the high school here, you can't stay here. So I think it's really great, and the whole family came to thank me personally to put her on. It was really exciting to do this. And here I did, at the end, there was a girl, some woman, they also listening the story about her coming back from Mexico. And now I did some couple again with a Scotty Terrier, which is my signature dog. I try to put them in, actually I put them in every piece of artwork I do. And that's the woman carrying the Scotty, and a man carrying, I would say, his iPad with him. They just go back from work. So here's the story, and thank you much again. It was really fun to work on this project.